We're going to bring it from 25% to 50%, the tariffs on steel into the United States of America.
Prime Minister Mark Carney announced he will be removing some of Canada's retaliatory tariffs on the United States. Some First Nations are feeling the weight of the U.S. tariffs, but this Mohawk community is using the tariffs to strengthen nation-to-nation trading.
I've been contacting different First Nations leaders, different chiefs, talking about partnering and working together. Historically, this was all our territory.
Kahnawake Grand Chief Cody Diabo says the tariffs started these conversations. But the Grand Chief says the federal legislation, Bill C-5, fueled the fire to prioritize nation-to-nation trade deals.
These are our resources, and it's time that we start dealing and trading in our resources away from any Canadian interference.
Come and experience the story for yourself.
Now Kahnawake has a trade partnership with Tsuut'ina First Nation. Tsuut'ina is launching one of the largest First Nations developments in North America called Taza. Taza is a community that will include a mix of parks, residential, retail, and commercial spaces. The deal between Tsuut'ina and Kahnawake was struck last month after Kahnawake Chief Paul Rice, who handles the economic development portfolio, visited Tsuut'ina.
Tsuut'ina, they have other businesses.
Chief Rice is hoping Kahnawake will learn from Tsuut'ina's entrepreneurial expertise.
In Kahnawake, we have hundreds of entrepreneurs, develop a lot of products. Some of them are selling them online. As a tangible example, the Taza development has commercial availability. So even getting our products from east to west, and then vice versa, west to east. We're located 15 minutes from Montreal, they're 15 minutes from Calgary, so an exchange of products, opening new markets is good for those entrepreneurs.
He says Kahnawake is potentially looking into importing natural gas from Tsuut'ina to diversify Kahnawake's energy supply.
We're seeing the ramping up of mega projects.
Indigenous trade expert Wayne Garnons-Williams says an agreement like this is important to prevent trade between Indigenous nations from being threatened by another government power.
Anything can be threatened, but the question is the assertion of that right in Canada, it's never been extinguished, expressly extinguished, and we just need to assert it more by building our own system. And it's important that we build our own system because our version of how we view trade and commerce is different than the European-based system that's dominating the world.
He says all First Nations internationally should be writing trade agreements to assert their economic rights, not just domestic agreements.
No court has ever expressly extinguished Indigenous economic rights. We have that. It is recognized, and we just need to assert it more by building our own system.
Professor David Carrier-Acko encourages Indigenous people on both sides of the U.S.-Canada border to develop a trade coalition.
The way Indigenous people have to react is to collectively come together to protect their interests.
He runs the Indigenous Business Management program at McGill University and a consulting firm called Acosys. His PhD focuses on economic reconciliation. But in order for a cross-border trade agreement to be established, Carrier-Acko says Canada needs to uphold the Jay Treaty.
When you look at it from the British point of view, that ratification was to prevent the American economy from growing. Now you have Trump, who doesn't want the Canadian economy to grow, so ratify it. In many ways, the Jay Treaty will provide a competitive advantage to Canada in many ways, and to reestablish that nation-to-nation relationship.
Until this is established, the Grand Chief says he is continuing to reach out to other nations to establish more trade agreements. Savannah Craig, APTN National News, Kahnawake, Mohawk Territory.